Good evening. You're watching Super 6 here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. This evening, we're getting you all the updates that are coming in on the investigation in the Karnataka smuggling racket. Amid questions, allegations that there are political links that are coming to the fore now, we'll be breaking down for you whether Ranya Rao, the actor, the daughter of a DGP rank officer, was actually linked to BJP and Congress leaders. Are both parties in Karnataka guilty of having protected her, shielded her for so long that she could carry off this kind of a gold heist from Dubai? We'll be getting you all the details on that, what's emerged from the investigation and much more. Let's begin, first as always, in this edition of Super 6 with the headlines. No relief for smuggling accused actor Ranya. Starlet breaks down in court, claims harassment. Probe agency says Ranya is not cooperating in investigation. Political link to Nexus now under lens. Clashes during Champions Trophy celebrations near Jama Masjid in Madhya Pradesh's Mau. Mob seen vandalizing vehicles, arson, rioting and pelting stones. Rioters booked now under the stringent NSA. Maha-war over Aurangzeb escalates. Maharashtra Chief Minister backs removing Aurangzeb's tomb, says tomb removal must be legal. Shivaji clan science join chorus. Massive uproar in both houses over Tamil Nadu delimitation and language war. Dharmendra Pradhan slams opposition charges on NAP. Stalin hits out, says Pradhan acting arrogantly. Outrage over a fashion show in Jammu and Kashmir during Ramzan. Hardliners agitated to a fashion show. Chief Minister Omar orders inquiry and seeks report in 24 hours, even as designers issue an apology. New Canada Prime Minister-elect wants to mend ties with India, says will rebuild relationship. Will India-Canada hostilities be a thing of the past now with a change in leadership?
There are opportunities to rebuild the relationships with India. There needs to be a shared sense of values around that commercial relationship. And if I am Prime Minister, I look forward to the opportunity to build that.
Ranya Rao, the woman who smuggled 15 kilos of gold almost, was caught red-handed in Bengaluru last week. Today, as the investigation has progressed, we've accessed details of her contacts, her alleged political links, and even who her accomplices were, with more arrests now being made by the agencies. Let's begin first by running you through what happened in court today. This was just a few hours ago when Ranya was produced by authorities. Her judicial custody has been extended again, so she will remain behind bars for now. There was quite some drama that also played out in court today. You had Ranya breaking down in court today, claiming she's being harassed. Let's put out that video from today from outside court in Bengaluru. This is the first footage of her since her arrest. Completely in control. If you look at the full sequence, she seems to be telling people what to do, seemingly calling the shots, looking 100% fully confident. Now, the allegation she made in court is that she's being mentally harassed, that the questioning is leading to harassment. Is this the face then of someone who's being harassed or the face of someone remorseful? She comes out looking extremely confident, calling the shots, telling the driver where to go, seated in her Innova car. Now, Ranya, but in court, had a completely different picture to paint. Our reporters were in there. I'll tell you what they told us. Ranya claimed she's being mentally harassed by authorities in custody. Our reporters in the courtroom said that her voice was trembling. She was struggling to maintain her calm, her composure. The judge at this point told her questioning was being videographed, so any sign of any ill treatment, of any harassment would not go unnoticed. Ranya then broke down, got emotional, started crying. She didn't get any sympathy as she expected, perhaps, with the judge telling her clearly, control your emotions. So let's tell you, argument versus argument, exactly what happened in court. Now remember that this is for the extension of a judicial custody. You had Ranya going ahead and claiming that officials have been verbally abusing, harassing me during interrogation. Remember, she's in judicial custody. The authorities in court made it very, very clear that there is no harassment whatsoever, that she is being treated fairly while in custody. Ranya also said that there are documents that are being handed over to me, and then I'm being forced to sign it. This is not me giving my consent, but I'm being forced to sign documents. Here too, the authorities made it very clear that no such thing is happening, but they did reiterate and highlight that so far she's not been cooperative with the investigation, that any question that they ask is completely being stonewalled by her. Now, she's also claimed that she's being asked to sign these documents and being threatened with consequences for staying silent. That if she's not divulging all details, she's going to be in trouble. So essentially, she's claiming she's being threatened constantly. The authorities in court responded to this, saying very clearly that Ranya has gone silent because she refuses to answer any of the questions during interrogation. Effectively, she is not cooperating with the investigation. Now, according to Ranya, officials are trying to pressurize her. They're taking her to unknown locations. They're threatening, intimidating her. And this clearly has been shut down again by the authorities. There's a public prosecutor who maintains very clearly that questioning, interrogation cannot be deemed as torture at any stage. That there's a vast difference between the two. That if we seek answers, that is not torture, that's not intimidation. So you had Ranya breaking down in court, saying, I'm being mentally harassed, I'm in mental distress. She says that their verbal abuse is causing mental distress, mental harassment is what's happening. And here you had also very clearly the public prosecutor saying that any attempt for her to give her statement, there's an attempt by Ranya's lawyers to speak out and influence her statements. This happened in court too, with the judge reprimanding her lawyer, saying, stop speaking, let Ranya speak. So this is essentially what's played out in court. Now, what you take away from this is that Ranya hasn't really been cooperative with the investigation whatsoever. She's trying to go ahead and play the victim card. But very clearly, breaking down in court didn't cut any ice with the judge. He said very clearly, please control your emotions. Now, as far as the investigation goes, the CBI has taken over the investigation now. So they're going to be looking into this elaborate smuggling net. The need of the hour, clearly, because there are high-profile names also coming up. What do I mean? Let's begin by explaining to you what exactly Ranya does. Yes, she's been caught for smuggling, but interestingly, she's the director of 3 companies. Ranya Rao is found to be the director of several companies, and that's raised questions about her business dealings. Why? Because let me break down for you what the 3 companies are. It's completely bizarre, one not related to the other whatsoever. First, a steel manufacturing company called Siroda or K. Siroda. This is a steel manufacturing company. The second company is an agriculture-linked firm called Iris Green Private Limited, and then a photography company. Now, this is called Ranya Rao Photography Private Limited. 3 companies here with completely different sectors. They have no connection to one another. Steel to agriculture to photography. And so you tend to wonder, what really Ranya did? She was an actor. What's her link to steel manufacturing? What's her link to an agriculture-linked firm? She's the director of all of these. So obviously that raises questions. Were these firms a front of some kind? What made Ranya an expert in steel manufacturing for her to be a director in this kind of a firm? And here's where it gets interesting. One of these firms, the first one I'm talking about, the K. Siroda firm there, actually got land allotted from the Karnataka government. This was a few years ago, in 2023, when 12 acres of land was allotted to her firm. Now 2023, which is why we're showing Baswaraj Bommai. This was while Baswaraj Bommai was the chief minister. Here's what's mind-blowing about the fact that land was being allotted to her. This government land was allotted to Ranya within months of launching her company. She registered her company on April 21st, 2022, received the land just 9 months after its launch. Major companies, mind you, struggled for years to obtain land from the Karnataka authorities. And yet here you had Ranya Rao managing it swiftly, smoothly. And so there are questions about what kind of political influence that did she actually enjoy? What kind of political influence did she have that she could get land at the snap of her finger? And is that what helped her evade authorities for so long in her smuggling attempts? Let's get you all of also the reactions that have come in so far on this.
I also saw, I hail from Tumkur because, I was told this was allotted in January when BJP was in power. Let them say so. Who has influenced who has directed, or the committee has taken a decision. There is a single window committee in that. There's so many people are there, senior officers are there, and ministers. Ultimately, it comes to the minister.
The fact of the matter is that she is one of the directors of some company, and they had applied, and it has gone through the legal channels. Land Audit Committee was there, and it has cleared it, and then the final proceedings were done under the president of the industry minister at a state level, single window agencies. It doesn't come to Chief Minister.
See, she is the daughter of a senior police officer. Her allotment of industrial land is in the year 2022, when BJP was in government. So if Vijendra knows so much about it, I am sure he knows which BJP minister has helped her in getting that land. To throw out allegations is the easiest thing, and the BJP is our masters at it. Now, if Vijendra says that ministers are involved, then he must come out with names.
When it comes to the smuggling case, when she was caught doing a crime, during the crime, she has tried to contact some Congress ministers, trying to use their influence and try to get out of the problem she got into. And now it is almost in the public domain that two ministers are involved in that. They have tried to help her, and they are trying to help her. Now the CBI has taken over the case. Surely something solid will come out of it, and we'll surely know who is behind all these things, who is behind this gold smuggling and related issues also.
So what exactly are the political connections here? Let's just break down for you all the names that have emerged in the last 1 week in this investigation. At the heart of it, of course, is Ranya Rao herself, actor caught red-handed with all of that gold, nearly 15 kilos of gold with her. Her stepfather is a DGP rank officer, Ramachandra Rao. And there are questions also about his clean image, because in 2014, his name had been dragged into a Hawala case in Mysuru. He was the IG Southern Range then. So what about the political links? There's one, which is the former Karnataka Chief Minister, Baswaraj Bommai. Why has his name come up? Essentially because of the fact that in 2023, you had government land being allotted in a matter of 9 months for Ranya Rao. And Baswaraj Bommai has defended that decision, saying it was routine, nothing really wrong in that. Now, there's a question mark about whether Congress leaders also are involved. We don't have names just yet, but this has come to the fore only because of the BJP's allegation. The Karnataka BJP chief has alleged that when Ranya was in trouble, when she got caught at the Bengaluru airport, she made calls to 2 Congress ministers, and so he claims that Congress is involved. He hasn't given any names. That's something at this point that needs to be investigated. And then you have the fact that you have several police officials, you have several netas whose numbers were reportedly in Ranya's digital devices. Her phone, laptops, all of that is with the authorities. When they went through it, they found contact details of both top leading police officials, considering her stepfather is a DGP rank officer maybe, and then netas too. What is the influence that they managed to really have on this entire investigation, and is that how she got away scot-free for months together? So these are the links that have allegedly come to the fore that's leading to politics. Away from the politics, another big arrest has been made in this very case. Tarun Raj, supposedly an accomplice in this entire racket, has now been arrested formally. He was called in for questioning earlier today. He not just accompanied Ranya, several of these Dubai trips where allegedly gold was being smuggled, but also was found to be in her list of frequently contacted. Like I said, her digital devices are now with authorities. So we'll have to see really if one more big fish in this entire smuggling racket has been nabbed, because he's formally been arrested. I'd like to bring in Sagar Raj to join us live from Bengaluru with more details on what's transpired in the last 24 hours. And the biggest headline, no doubt, Sagai, is what happened in the court a few hours ago, where Ranya again tried to play the victim card, got emotional, reportedly broke down, started saying, "I'm being harassed," and then cut to a few moments later, she comes out of court looking completely in control.
Absolutely, the visual speaks everything, because when she stepped out of the court, she was normal. She was feeling that way she needed to go. And if you notice that the counsel of the DRA, that is the Special Public Prosecutor, has categorically mentioned much before she even stepped inside the court hall, the counsel of Ranya Rao have advised her to speak in this way, saying that they have been harassed her. And if you notice, the counsel of DRA has also explained that asking question to her, asking specific question to her is not harassment, because if she knows answer for few questions, she says that yes or no or something else. If they produce some kind of evidence, for an example, a ticket or evidence to prove that she was getting gold, evidence to prove that she was roaming with so-and-so person, evidence to prove that she was calling so-and-so person and she was giving money or something like that, the transaction. When they show specific evidence and ask her what you have to say about that, that's when she keeps quiet. She was not cooperating with the investigating officer. So that is the reason the officer said that when we produce specific evidence to ask her questions, she refused to answer. She distanced herself and she keeps quiet and she is not cooperating. And this is not harassment. These are the simple questions which has been asked. And the council has also made it clear that if you require, we can also give the video, because the entire interrogation was done under a camera lens. Everything has been recorded, and we have not harassed her. And she said that she was mentally tortured by asking questions, but not physically, and she broke down inside the hall. Judge, who heard that, went on to advise her, saying that if you require, you can file a petition and we can take the video footage and we can examine that how she was being questioned.
Everything is
she
done
has
in front
answered.
of cameras, and
So
that's
now we
very
need to wait
clearly
and watch.
reiterated in court. So there's no question of any sort of harassment essentially that can happen. Thanks, Agai, for those details. We will track the latest that comes in on that investigation. I want to quickly focus on another aspect. Why are there so many gold smuggling cases from Dubai? Why did Rania choose to do this? Well, for starters, there's a big difference in gold prices. 22-carat gold prices in Dubai is 77,550 rupees. This is for 10 grams that we've taken, and these are today's rates. Now, similarly, if you look at the previous one, let's pull out, in fact, the previous plate to this, which talks about really those prices and what it looks like right now. Over 80,000 essentially for 10 grams in India. We look at also the 24-carat gold prices. The price difference is over 5,000 between Dubai and India prices. Now, Ranya allegedly smuggled 14.8 kilos of gold. So those are the price differences of 22-carat versus 24-carat gold. Let's look at what happens. This is again for 10 grams. So let's talk about what it means for 14.8 kilos of gold. That's how much Ranya allegedly smuggled on the day that she was caught. The cost of that, based on today's prices, are 12.38 crores in Dubai versus in India, it's 13.01 crores because, like I said, it's a price difference, which means smuggling gold from Dubai meant a profit of about 63.44 lakh in one trip. Let's delve deeper and talk about how much of a difference that made overall for Ranya. Remember, we told you that this year alone, in 2025, in a matter of 2 months, Ranya had made 27 trips, and each of these trips she allegedly brought back somewhere between 14 to 15 kilos of gold. So if we keep the same amount of 14.8 kilos of gold, it would have meant a profit of over 17 crores for Ranya in a matter of just 2 months. That's how much really she earned from this. So why is gold so much cheaper from Dubai? We told you that as well and explained to you the difference. But if you're looking at bringing in gold from Dubai, 1 kg is allowed for those who've been living in UAE for 6 months and then are coming back. Then they have an exception of bringing in 1 kilo. There's duty-free import of 20 grams for men. It varies. For women, it's 40 grams. Again, for children also, it's 40 grams, much like for women. So it's interesting that you see this kind of very, very stringent rules. Why is that? Because of the rampant smuggling that happens, because of the kinds of Ranya actually indulging in this kind of smuggling, because of the fact that gold rates vary so much between India and Dubai. Now, the showdown over language imposition, as is being said by Tamil Nadu political parties, continues in Parliament now, as DMK MP Kanimuri has moved a privilege motion against Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. She says that the ministers misled the House, saying that Tamil Nadu government initially agreed to sign the MOU for the PM Shri scheme, but later took a U-turn. This was a statement that Dharmendra Pradhan, I beg your pardon, had in fact made in Parliament today as the HRD Minister, as the Education Minister. And Kanimuri says that is a lie. So she's now moved a privilege motion against the minister, saying that he should go ahead and retract that comment. She's called it incorrect. She said this is a misleading statement.
They are not committed to Tamil Nadu students. They are ruining the future of Tamil Nadu students. Their only job is to raise language passion. They are doing politics. They are doing mischief. This is unfortunate in the federal state. They can't put allegations against government of India. They are misleading nation. They are doing injustice. They are doing injustice to students of Tamil Nadu. They are ruining the future of Tamil Nadu students. They are not doing justice. They are undemocratic, uncivilized. They are denying the right of Tamil Nadu students to have a pan-Indian education model.
Very pained and hurt that the minister, in his reply in Parliament today, has called the members of Parliament, the Tamil Nadu government and the people of Tamil Nadu uncivilized. The minister from Tamil Nadu also was there in the delegation, and we had clearly said that we have issues with the NEP. We cannot accept it in full because three-language policy is not acceptable to Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
And the truth is, the CM of Tamil Nadu has written to the minister and the Prime Minister saying that we have issues with the NEP, it cannot be accepted in total.
I'm not going to retire.
The first of, I'm sure, many such showdowns between, in fact, the BJP and DMK that we're going to be witnessing in Parliament. This is just essentially a trailer. And we will, of course, track all that comes in from Parliament every day at 6 p.m. here on India Today. That's all we have time for in this edition of Super 6.